was the 80s. The women's movement was in a stride. Women's emancipation, sexual liberation, and international solidarity were talk of the town. Yet the faces occupying the spaces of these conversations were predominantly white. It was during these times many Surinamese women became politically active, including a collective of women who founded ASHANTI, the feminist newspaper by and for Surinamese women, with the specific aim to represent, empower, and amplify the voices of women of color. It was a core group of Indo-Surinamese women who took the lead in shaping ASHANTI. During a time in which many Surinamese organizations took on a Srana Tongo name, the language commonly associated with the Black Surinamese community, the women behind ASHANTI made a conscious decision to choose a Suriname name, the specific language of the Indo-Surinamese community. Discontent, the meaning of ASHANTI in Suriname, was a call to action. By expressing their discontent about the position of women in society, they called on the women in their community to stand up and speak out. Hamsap Suriname Auraton Jago. Indo-Surinamese woman, stand up and wake up. This call to action did not only challenge patriarchy, but addressed the many layers of oppression they as women of color faced. Sexism, racism, homophobia, and capitalism were systems of oppression they frequently critiqued in their publications. With a simple language to explain complex issues, ASHANTI offered women a resource to get educated, get connected, and get inspired. From articles explaining the social construct of gender to interviews with women challenging those notions, ASHANTI took on different means to engage women in questioning the status quo. ASHANTI also offered room for their readers to share their thoughts and comments in sent-in letters, providing women of color center stage. But most importantly, ASHANTI used the newspaper to organize and mobilize women in the movement. International Women's Days, training weekends, safe space gatherings, political orientation. The newspaper functioned as a means to invite women to step out of their comfort zone and into their community in service of emancipation and liberation. It is because of this work that linked information, education, and community empowerment that many Indo-Surinamese women achieved economic independence, allowing themselves to climb the social ladder and their children to enter colleges and universities. In that sense, the current generation of Indo-Surinamese people is able to thrive because of the work the previous generation has done to emancipate. There is still a lot of work that needs to be done, but we now know we don't have to look far to get inspired. We have so much experience and knowledge, one generation away. ASHANTI, a legacy to celebrate.